Celeste Rivas Hernandez case is taking a crazy turn because they kind of caught it, meaning the private investigator, but now they're revealing a lot more. Exclusive. Celeste Rivas' body found in frozen state. Cause of death may never be determined. Celeste Rivas' body has been frozen, and as a result, it looks like the LA County Medical Examiner will not be able to establish a cause of death. Sources directly connected to the investigation tells TMZ. According to those sources, the medical examiner received the body in horrendous condition. It was decapitated. And while the torso was intact, the limbs had been removed and cut into multiple pieces. We're told all of the body parts were partially frozen and had apparently been thawing out while sitting in the trunk of David's Tesla. Remember, David's vehicle had not been moved for several days when it was parked on a Hollywood Hills street near his rental home, which resulted in getting towed and then the body being found. As TMZ reported, Celeste's body was in such bad shape. Initially, investigators did not know if it was male or female. When the body was received by the medical examiner's office, the initial determination was this was a victim of an apparent homicide. But our sources say the medical examiner is having trouble establishing an official manner or cause of death, and it will most likely be undetermined. Other sources connected to the investigation tell TMZ the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division is viewing Celeste's death as a homicide, and even if the official cause of death is undetermined, authorities can move forward with an arrest. TMZ broke the story. David is now considered a suspect in Celeste's death. What's more, TMZ has learned there is a second suspect who authorities believe helped David in the dismemberment of Celeste's body. Mark Garagos appeared on the most recent Two Angry Men podcast and said he knows the name of the second person, and authorities have told him this person might have been involved before, during, and after Celeste's death. TMZ also broke the story. A critical part of the case involves a trip. Investigators say David took to a remote area of Santa Barbara County in the middle of the night back in spring, where he spent 2 hours. If Celeste's body was taken to that area months before it was discovered in LA, it seems the operating theory is the body parts were put in some sort of freezer for a long time before it ended up in David's Tesla late summer. Now let's be all the way honest, right? The way that they're essentially saying all of this stuff happened, we're going to find out from the medical examiner. And I told y'all, I believe, and I think a lot of you all agree, because that's just kind of how we have it over here. I think we all believe that medical examiner's report is going to be what ultimately prompts the investigation to go from accidental death to murder. And the reason why I say that is because we're not looking at it from a factual standpoint. The police have theories, right? Oh, he went all the way to Santa Barbara and all this stuff and everything. All right, let's say that that's true. Or Santa Clara, wherever he went. I don't know. I think he went to Santa Barbara, but he went there and allegedly, killed her? So the theory of the baby stuff and all this stuff, right? There still would have been certain things. I don't remember how they defined it, but basically in her blood would have been a bunch of things that essentially weren't there. So the pregnancy thing, not happening. What they're going to focus on, and what I think a lot of us is focusing on, is how it happened. They said decapitated, neck cut off. So what you're going to find out is cuts. When you're cutting bone, there's going to be certain ridges from a natural break. A natural break, if you took a stick, this is the easiest way to do it. You break it up, you see little shards and all that stuff sticking out. When you cut it, it's precise. There are no shards. So that's essentially what they're looking for. That's all the medical examiner is looking for right now. If they find that, hey, bro, it was drugs in their system and all this crap, then they're going to say essentially an overdose, which means either David gave her drugs, somebody in that house gave him drugs, or they all were drug addicts. But why is the police putting out the message of, yo, we got you on this whole entire run to Santa Barbara? It's the reason why they put the message out. They're shaking a tree to see which apple falls. They don't have nothing. When you're seeing all of this stuff and you're going, oh, shoot, oh, crap, what the hell? This is interesting. No, it's not. No, the hell it's not. Because we don't have any arrest. All the police is trying to do is say, we got a second suspect. And then what happens? The internet starts to do what? Oh, it's this person, or it's that person, or it's that person, or it's this person. Police never said that. Why? Why didn't the police say that? Because the police know exactly what's happening. Curiosity fuels clicks. They don't have shit. Breaking news. You know, when you have stuff, you indict. What did Fonnie Willis say that Johnny Cochran said? That's basically an echo chamber now. It's all repeated throughout every courthouse in America. You can indict a ham sandwich. So if they could already indict him, you don't think that they would? You don't think the public, all the, hey, what about Celeste? What about Celeste? What about Celeste? It's David. David did this. David did that. David did this. Okay, it wasn't David. All right, it's David's boyfriend. David he's bi, so he has a boyfriend and he has a girlfriend, and they must have clashed and got into it and all of these things. It's all theory and it's fan speculation, but they have nothing. What they have is the internet. What they have is people curious as hell. What they have is nothing. This is what they want to happen. I did it. I'm going to come forward. I'm going to tell everything. That's why it's going this way. That has shit. They want somebody to feel so much guilt that it's going to look like an eventuality. Now, some of y'all are going, nah, Nash, no. No. That's not true. If you don't believe it to be true, let me ask you this question. Where's the arrest? Where's the arrest? Where's the arrest? The police are actively feeding tidbits of BS information to TMZ, so TMZ can basically use it as propaganda. That's why they just basically said, shoot, it's more than likely looking like an overdose. So really, they only gonna get hit with concealment of the body. Which means what? If y'all come out and y'all tell us, we'll let you just go ahead and do what? And only tell your story to get you these lesser charges. But if you do that, you have to sit down while they sit back and they let you tell your story. They write down stuff and then they start picking apart everything. Why are they picking apart everything? Because they know what they have to get in order to hit you with murder. Here's the best thing about the United States as far as the system goes. Murder has no statute of limitations. You could have, yes, I'm talking to you, you murderer. You could have killed somebody in your 20s and lived your whole entire life. Went on all type of vacations, doing your bachata, your merengue, all this stuff, doing your salsa and all this stuff. And next thing you know, at your good age of 65, hips still working and all that and everything, you get hit, handcuffed, and struck out. And next thing you know, the rest of your life will be in a jail cell. Why is this important? Because technology is ever changing, some for the bad, some for the good. They're letting David know, your team, somebody's going to crack. We're going to shake the hell out of this. Mark my words. It's not going to be David who comes out and says nothing. It's going to be one of his homeboys that say, I know what happened. And that's what they're praying doesn't happen. Let me know your thoughts on this. I know it sounds crazy, but let me ask you this simple question. Once again, this is the murder of a little girl. Why is nobody indicted? Why are they sitting up here peddling crumbs to say, come out and tell us? We'll go ahead and just give you concealment of a body. Go back and watch interrogation tapes. We all like them. When they're trying to get the person to confess to murder. Oh, so it was self-defense? Okay, just tell us a little bit more. Oh, it was, all right. Just tell us a little bit more. Oh. Yeah, man, I didn't mean to do it. And they come out and they sing compassion and all that, rub you on your back, give you a little water or something like that. And say, David, with everything you said here today, man, we're going to be charging you with the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. You got a right to an attorney. Anything you say can and will be used in the court of law. I know, bro. I've interrogated a lot of you guys since y'all think I'm the damn police. I've taken all you guys down to the station. I got all of your confessions. I'm about to put it out on CD like Usher, and y'all all are done. I have some of your favorite rappers confessing to so many crimes about their homeboy. But yeah, nah. Go watch an interrogation tape, bruh. Where how these cops trick people into basically saying you did it by accident. It's still murder. That's what they're doing right now. Y'all, let me know your thoughts on this. Share to keep your people aware. Subscribe, turn on the bell, stay notified. Click right here for the latest video and click right here for the playlist and let it fly. I'll catch you on the next one. We gonna be in Forest Park 804. Let me make sure I get it right. Let me get it right. We gonna be here. Yeah, 803 Forest Parkway, Forest Park, Georgia. Today. I'll catch y'all there. Yeah, I'm giving back. I'm not one of them people. It's in my religion that I actually had to give back. So I'm only doing what God has told me to do. I'll catch you on the next one.